Welcome back to the Digital Ledger. Today, we're digging into something the accounting profession is really struggling with right now: a serious talent shortage. Over the last 4 years, about 340,000 accountants have left the field. And at the same time, fewer students are choosing accounting in the first place. That combination is not great.
Yeah, and that leads us right into the big question we're debating today. Is it time to rethink the 150-hour requirement to become a CPA so we can rebuild the talent pipeline? Or does changing that rule risk lowering the quality of the credential and hurting public trust in the profession? Before we go deeper, we want to be transparent with our audience. AI helps support research, delivery, and shape parts of this episode. But all fact-checking, analysis, and final decisions come from humans. We're blending the best of both worlds.
Coming back to our main topic, I'm going to be very clear up front. I think we have to introduce more flexibility. This isn't a nice to have. It's something the profession needs to do, period.
And I'll take the other side. I believe the rigor of the 150-hour requirement still matters. Lowering the bar might feel like a solution, but I think it distracts us from the real reasons people are leaving and not coming in.
Look, the 150-hour rule is a real barrier. There's just no way around it. Research from groups like NPAG shows that students, especially non-accounting majors, point to the extra time and cost as major reasons they don't pursue a CPA. And here's the part that really matters. Studies suggest this rule has contributed to a 26% drop in minority CPA candidates. That's not just about education. That's an access problem. So creating flexible paths, like 120 credit hours plus real structured work experience, which some states are already moving toward, is a straightforward way to get more people into the profession.
I hear you on access. I really do. But I think we're putting too much weight on the education piece. When you talk to young professionals, the bigger issue is pay. A new accountant makes around $56,000, while financial analysts are closer to $74,000. That gap sends a huge message. So if we lower entry requirements without fixing compensation or career satisfaction, we risk cheapening the CPA brand. And we still won't keep people long-term.
Totally fair. Pay is a huge issue. No argument there. But fixing wages across the entire profession takes time. Changing the 150-hour rule is something we can actually do now. And honestly, the data doesn't show that those extra 30 credits improve quality anyway. Multiple studies over a 10-year span found no meaningful difference in CPA exam scores or candidate performance between 120 and 150 hours. So if quality isn't improving, what are we really protecting?
Quality isn't just about test scores. It's also about perception. The CPA is trusted because it's hard to earn. And there's another issue here: implementation. These new competency-based pathways sound good on paper, but in practice they can be messy. There's a real risk it turns into a box-checking exercise instead of meaningful oversight.
That's true, but the pressure is already forcing change. Big firms are openly backing experience-based alternatives because they're short-staffed right now. Some are turning away work. When firms are that stretched, it tells you the current system isn't working.
I agree, the shortage is real. But there are ways to ease the pressure without changing licensure standards, like outsourcing lower-level compliance work or offshoring routine tasks. That helps reduce burnout, improves retention, and keeps the core CPA standards intact.
So yeah, we both agree the talent crisis is deep and complicated. Burnout, demographics, an aging workforce, all of it plays a role. I just believe that removing a clear, expensive, time-consuming barrier like the 150-hour rule is one of the fastest ways to make the profession more attractive again.
And I believe that maintaining the rigor of that requirement is still critical for audit quality and trust in financial reporting. Finding the right balance between protecting standards and welcoming new talent. That's the challenge shaping the profession going forward.
So before we wrap up, let's zoom out for a moment. This debate really isn't just about credit hours or licensure rules. It's about what we value as a profession and what we're willing to change in order to survive.
Also, are we protecting standards that genuinely ensure quality? Or are we holding on to structures that made sense in a different era? And if we make it easier to get in, how do we make sure we don't lose what makes the CPA trusted in the first place?
That tension between access and rigor, between tradition and adaptation, is at the heart of where accounting goes next. And honestly, there's no easy answer.
So we want to hear from you. Should the profession rethink the 150-hour rule to bring more people in? Or does changing it risk weakening the credential? What would you change if you were designing the CPA pathway from scratch today?
Take some time to think about it. Talk about it with your team. And let us know what you think. Because the future of this profession isn't being decided in a vacuum. It's being shaped by conversations like this.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on The Digital Ledger.